Okay, hello, my name is Rianch, and today we'll be going over lesson 3 of Codebusters, which is how to solve the Atbash cipher. So, today we'll be covering the history, what it is, how to encode with the Atbash cipher, how to decode with the Atbash cipher, tips on how to solve it faster, practice ciphers, tools and resources, and extra help if you need any. So, right now we'll be going over the history and what it is. So, in the past, its origin was 6th century BC in ancient Israel, and now it has been used, the first official use and major use was 25 years ago in the modern era. And its purpose in the past was to conceal names of nations, peoples, or in text. And its present use is a little less serious, symbolic, or puzzle style reference, like training or games. And its most famous use is in the book of Jeremiah, where Sheshach decodes to Babylon. And its present uses, his most famous present uses, are TV shows, video games, augmented reality games, intelligence exercises, and and that's it. So the method for the past and present is both the same. It is a substitution cipher where each letter in the alphabet is replaced by its reverse. And its users in the past are Hebrew scribes, scholars, or mystics. And the present is puzzle enthusiasts, game designers, and intelligence trainees. So now we'll be going over how to encode with the Atbash cipher. Right here is the encoding key, where Z decodes to A, Y decodes to B, and then X decodes to C. So now and then so on, like W decodes to P, V decodes to E, and so on. So now we'll be practicing how to encode with the Atbash cipher. So we'll practice with the word connect. So we can see that S decodes to H, and C decodes to X, and then I decodes to R, and so on. So after we keep on decoding it. If you want, you can pause the video to continue decoding it. So after we finish decoding it, we get the end result, which from connect, which is a plain text, which is the original text. We get the answer, which is a bunch of gibberish, which is the point, because we want it to look like a bunch of gibberish. The people who know how to decode with the Atbash cipher can understand what this says. So now we'll be going over practice encoding. So the key is still up here if you want it. So we'll be practicing. I'll go one more time, practice encoding it with you guys. So the word that we're going to practice encoding is code. So C decodes to X, which is the first letter. Then we have O, and O decodes to L. Then the third letter is D, and D decodes to W. And then E will decode to V. So after doing all of that, code finally becomes XLWV. So now I have a few more words if you want to practice encoding. You can practice encoding if you want. The words are apple. The first word is apples, second word oranges, third word mustard, fourth word blueberry, and fifth word is 50 cents. So now, if you want, you can pause the video to encode all of this stuff. But now we'll be going over the answers. So for the first word, it is this gibberish, line of gibberish. Second word, it is another line of gibberish. Third word is another line of gibberish. Fourth word is the fourth line of gibberish. And the fifth word is also another line of gibberish. But you can see that 50 cents is 2 words, and it has a space right here. And then the decoded text also has a space, which also kind of makes sense. So you want to do that every single time. If you have multiple words, you want to drop down the space. So if there's a space, you want to keep the space. But in these words, there are no space. So please keep it like that. So now we'll be going over to the next slide, which is decoding with the Atbash cipher. So this is the key for decoding that with the Atbash cipher, where A decodes to Z, B decodes to Y, C decodes to X, and so on. So we will be practicing decoding with this word, which looks like a bunch of gibberish. So now we'll be decoding it. So Z, the first word, decodes to A, then the second letter, G decodes to T, then the third letter, Y decodes to B, and then fourth letter, Z decodes to A, and then fifth letter, H decodes to S, and S, the sixth letter, X decodes to H. So after all of that, you get from this line of gibberish to the decoded word Atbash. So after doing all that, you can get the decoded word. So now we'll be going over practice decoding. As you can see, the key is still on the top. So the decoded word is going to be XLLO. So X, first letter X, will decode to C. Oh, and then the second letter L will decode to O. And then the third letter is also L, so you can already tell from the previous one that L is O. And then another O, so the O, you can just do the opposite because the alphabet is flipped. O also decodes to, so O decodes to L and L decodes to O. So that's why O decodes to L. So after decoding XLL, this is a typo, you get the word cool. So now there's a few more words for you to decode if you want to practice. So this word, the first word is relib, and the second word is another line of gibberish. Third word is another line of gibberish. Fourth word is another line of gibberish. Fifth word, another line of gibberish. So now we'll be going over the decoded words. If you want, you can pause the video. But I'll start showing you guys the answers. So relive decodes to ivory. The second line of gibberish decodes to inspector. Third word decodes to mushroom. Fourth word decodes to slides. Fifth word decodes to silently. So I hope you guys understood that. But now we'll be going over to the next slide, which is how to solve the Atbash cipher faster. So one method is to memorize the Atbash key. It might seem like a lot because there's a lot of letters, but you can make it pretty easy. I made a booklet right here for you guys to practice letter. You can click on the link right here. But you guys don't need to memorize every single letter. You guys just need to memorize the main letters, or the ones that have the highest frequency, or also known as the ones that come the most. So the most common letters, the first place goes to E, so E decodes to V, then second place, T decodes to G, and so on. So you just need to know the main ones because those ones become the most. And then after that, if you want to go above and beyond, you can memorize basic words like the, which decodes to G, S, V. And I also made a booklet for you guys to memorize. You just click right here. And the reason for you guys to memorize it is it will save you a lot of time. And time in a Codebusters test is the most important. Most of the time you won't get through to finish the entire test, but you want to get to finish most of the problems. So I've made this table for you guys to visualize easier. So 50% of mastering the Atbash cipher is learning it, actually learning. 35% is 35% is memorizing it, which you can see, and then 15% is memorizing basic Atbash words. You can see that 50% is greater than 35%, and both of these are greater than 15%. So if you want to prioritize your time, you should learn the Atbash cipher first, then memorize it, and if you have extra time, you should memorize basic words. But most of the time, this stuff will come to you naturally after solving the cipher a lot of times. After you do all of these three, you will come to what I think is complete mastery of the cipher. So now we'll be going over resources to practice the Atbash cipher. First one is Cipher Arena, which is something that I found. So it's like this website where you can practice your Atbash skills. It has like multiple different things to practice the Atbash cipher. One thing is practicing letters, which on one of the pages is number 16. And then another thing is practicing words, which is number 17. And then another thing is practicing decoding entire quotes or sentences. But for that, you need to sign in and choose which cipher you want to practice. So I ranked them on how useful they are. So first place is practicing sentences is most useful because you want to practice the whole thing. Then is practicing letters, also pretty useful. And then practicing words is third place. So if I were to spend my time, I would mostly spend my time practicing sentences. And then next thing is Tobes Test Makers. It's the most important and most essential codebuster tool for any division in all ages. So the reference sheet, which is linked in Tobes, is like really simple, and most tests use it. Test writers and tournaments use it because it's the best. So it goes in second place. And then the test builder is first place, obviously, because that way you can generate tests and you can practice those tests with your partners, like all the ciphers, but you can choose which ciphers you want to practice, like the Atbash cipher. And then North Carolina tests. This is a North Carolina curated site. It's made in North Carolina, so they have lots of states tests, but unfortunately it's only Division B and Division C, so that's why I ranked it third place, because it won't be that useful for you guys. Most important tool out of everything is a test builder. And then the next thing is Scilely.org test archive. Scilely.org is another important one. It's you can find previous tournaments from many years ago, user submitted tests, or trials of scrimmage tests. So tournament tests goes first place. Third place is user submitted test. Not as high quality, no offense, but most of the time tournament tests are like high level and meant to challenge you guys. And then second place is scrimmage tests. Those are also usually high quality, but a little easier compared to tournament tests. Unfortunately, they don't have Division A tournament, any tests from Division A things. So all of them are Division B or C, but most of the time you guys want to pick Division B because that's the most similar compared to Division C. So here are the links and like the key for everything. If you want, you can click on each of them and then visit the site. So now I think that's everything. If you guys have any questions, you can contact my email, Discord, or phone number. But that's it. So thank you for watching this video, and hope that you guys learned something about the Atbash cipher. Okay. Thank you.